First, the starting lineup for the visiting Muleriders. Leading off, the left fielder, number 65, Reagan Dillon. Batting second, the DP, number 21, Jocelyn Ulrich. Batting third, the center fielder, number 1, America Rubio. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 9, Savannah Clausen. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 20, Kelsey Adams. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 8, Sophia Stoddard. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 18, Jenna Huey. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 12, Peyton Owens. Batting ninth, the third baseman, number 7, Cassidy Lear. And in the circle for the Muleriders, number 55, Brinson Rogers. The Muleriders are coached by Jason Anderson. His assistants are Molly Carter and Carly Milburn. Now the starters for the home team on the scoreboard will be the Harding Lady Bisons. Leading off, the center fielder, number 28, Macy Ham. Batting second, the left fielder, number 77, Kaya Lee. Batting third, the first baseman, number 12, Zoe Neal. Batting fourth, the DP, number 27, Jaden Booth. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 5, Emma Curry. Batting sixth and in the circles, number 20, Brooklyn Gobble. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 7, Alexis Boswell. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 4, Bailey Willis. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 10, Emmeline Pearson. And behind the plate for the Harding Lady Bisons will be number 8, Brooke Johnson. Harding is coached by Ashley Reeves, and she's assisted by Bobby Reeves. Fans, at this time, will you please stand and remove all headgear as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
And a pleasant good afternoon to you, and welcome to Dawson Field at the Dr. Margaret Downing Softball Complex, where this afternoon it is a big Great American Conference matchup between two top 20 schools, the Harding University Lady Bisons coming in ranked 10th in the country, and the Southern Arkansas University Muleriders checking in this week at number 17. The Muleriders currently sit atop the conference standings with a record of 19-1. Overall, they are 29-5. Harding, second place in the conference, 17-3, 33-5 overall. This game or this series originally scheduled to be played at Harding, but because of all the rains, they moved the series to Magnolia. All turf field here at Dawson Field inside the Dr. Margaret Downing Complex. So even though they're playing on the Muleriders home field, Harding will be the home team this weekend. So the Muleriders are the visitors. That means they're batting first, and Reagan Dillon will lead it off for SAU as we are ready to get underway. And the first pitch is high for ball one from Brooklyn Goebel. Goebel, the right-hander for Harding University. We'll set their defense for you in just a moment. 1 ball, no strikes on Dillon. Now it's ball two. Goebel comes in. She's also a pretty good hitter, 381 batting average, but in the circle, a 2.07 ERA, 14-1 record, 91 innings pitched for the right-hander Goebel. Now Dillon takes another ball, 3-0. Goebel is a redshirt freshman from Tyron, Oklahoma. In the defensive positions for Harding, I told you Goebel is the pitcher. Her battery mate is Brooke Johnson. And there's a 4-pitch walk to start the game to Reagan Dillon. So Reagan Dillon leads off with a walk for the Muleriders. That'll bring up Jocelyn Ulrich. We didn't even get to tell you that Dillon, the leading hitter on the SAU team, with a 344 batting average. Alexis Boswell plays third base. Bailey Willis plays second. Emma Curry plays Bailey Willis at shortstop. Emma Curry at second. Zoe Neal is at first base. First pitch to Ulrich is a little high for ball one. So 5 straight balls to open up the game for the right-hander Brooklyn Goebel. Kaya Lee is in left field. Macy Hammond center. Emmeline Pearson in right. And again, the battery, Brooklyn Goebel in the circle. Brooke Johnson behind the plate. While the catcher Johnson goes out to speak to Goebel, we will run down the Mulerider batting order. Reagan Dillon leads it off and plays left field. Jocelyn Ulrich, the designated player, bats second. America Rubio in center field batting third. Savannah Clausen, shortstop, bats fourth. Kelsey Adams, the right fielder, bats fifth. Sophia Stoddard, the catcher, bats sixth. Jenna Huey's at first base, batting seventh. Peyton Owens, the second baseman, bats eighth. And Cassie Lear at third base, bats ninth. Runner at first is Dillon. 1-0 pitch to Ulrich, and it's ball two, up a little bit. Goebel wanted to get that call, didn't get it. Borderline pitch goes the way of the Muleriders, and it is a 2-ball, no-strike count on Jocelyn Ulrich. Ulrich 304 average coming into today's play. Here's one, and there's the first strike of the game thrown by Brooklyn Goebel. So 2-1 the count now on Ulrich. Ulrich has 1 home run on the year, 16 runs batted in. Again, Muleriders come into this game 19-1 in conference. Here's a pitch, catches the outside corner for strike two. 29-5 overall. The Muleriders on quite a winning streak. Coming into today's play. Here's a line foul over towards the Harding dugout. And count stays, I should say, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The scoreboard has been taken down here at Dawson Field. They're putting a video board up which will serve as a scoreboard, so the only scoreboard for the fans is underneath the press box, so we're going to have to pay close attention to the count here. Here's strike 3 swinging on Ulrich. And she goes down swinging for out number 1. So 1 out for America Rubio, the center fielder for the Muleriders. 265 average. Pitch outside for a ball. Rubio, the center fielder for the Muleriders. She is a junior out of El Paso, Texas. No score here in the first inning. Here's the pitch to Rubio. Lifts this one up, pop up on the infield. Now the shortstop, Willis, will give way to the left fielder, Kaya Lee, who comes in and makes the catch about 10 or 15 feet behind the cutout of the turf here. It's all turf field, so that is out in the outfield, and Rubio pops up to the left fielder for out number 2. That brings up Savannah Clausen, shortstop for the Muleriders. 276 average. Pitch outside for a ball. Has 5 home runs which is 4th on the team. 22 runs batted in, which is 2nd on the team. One ball to Clausen. Now swing and a miss for strike 2. I'm sorry, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the inning. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's glove. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on the Muleriders shortstop, Savannah Clausen. 1-2 is the count. Here's one a little bit low for a ball. I got it right here too, Jonathan, if you need to catch up. 2-2 is the count on Clausen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Clausen goes down swinging. 2nd strike out of the inning for Goebel, and that retires the side. Muleriders get a base runner, but do not score. We go to the bottom of the 1st. Muleriders nothing. Bisons coming to bat.
Starting battery for the Muleriders. In the circle, number 55, Bentonville Rogers. Behind the plate, number 8, Sophia Stoddard. Leading off for the Lady Bisons. In the bottom of the 1st inning, the center fielder, number 28, Macy Ham.
Back at Dawson Field inside the Dr. Margaret Downing Softball Complex. Bottom of the 1st, Harding coming to bat. Remember, even though the game being played here at Southern Arkansas University this afternoon, Harding is the home team as the game originally scheduled to be played at Harding. Macy Ham, the center fielder, stands in, and she takes the first pitch high for a ball. The entire infield for the Muleriders is in very shallow. Third baseman Cassie Lear, shortstop Savannah Clausen, second baseman Peyton Owens, and first baseman Jenna Huey, all way inside the baseline. Strike right down the middle to Macy Ham. Ham on the season, a .391 average, some pretty gaudy averages for the Harding Lady Bisons. Ball a little bit high. Brinson Rogers has been the pitcher of the week, seems like every week in the Great American Conference. A .86 ERA, has a 20-2 record already this year. 12 shutouts, 15 complete games. Pitch to Ham, a little bit low, 3-1. Draws a few cat calls from the Mulerider fans. Ham will be a threat to steal if she gets on base. She has 34 stolen bases this year. Here's the 3-1. Strike 2 called. Harding coach Ashley Reeves kind of shakes her head at that one. 3-2 is the count on Macy Ham. Chokes up on the bat, bats from the left side. Here's the payoff pitch, right down the middle for strike 3. And again, the coach for Harding, Ashley Reeves, she'll walk in towards home plate, say a couple of words to her batter, but probably directed some of that at the umpire. She was not pleased with the strike 3 call, but there's the call, and Ham is retired, and that brings up Kaya Lee, the left fielder. And again, the Mulerider infielders play the same alignment. Popped up foul, that'll get behind the Harding dugout, and that'll be strike 1 on Kaya Lee. The leading hitter on the Harding team, a .472 average. No home runs, 14 runs batted in. Most of her hits have been singles. She only has 1 extra base hit, that's a double. Another left-handed hitter in there for strike 2. Outfield is shallow as well. The left fielder, Reagan Dillon, can almost shake hands with the third base umpire. So it's still 2 strikes. Infield stays tight for the Muleriders. Here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled back over the top of the press box. It'll come back down, though, and we'll do the 0-2 over again. After Kaya Lee, it'll be Zoe Neal, then Jaden Booth, Emma Curry, Brooklyn Goebel, Alexis Boswell, Bailey Willis, Emmeline Pearson, the batting order for the Harding Lady Bisons. Baseball being played today here at Magnolia as well. They pitch outside. Ball 1. They're in the top half of the 6th inning. Muleriders lead the Bisons. Another key series, 4-3. Muleriders lead the Bisons. Brinson Rogers, right-hander for the Muleriders, is ready. The 1-2 pitch, half swing, didn't make contact. Strike 3, 2 up, 2 down for Brinson Rogers, both on strikeouts. That one's swinging, the first one taking, and that'll bring up Zoe Neal. Neal, 440 average on the season. The leading home run hitter on the Harding team was 7. And now the Mulerider defenders will back up at normal depth. Left fielder Dillon, center fielder America Rubio, and right fielder Kelsey Adams pretty deep for the power hitting first baseman Zoe Neal. Neal has 54 runs batted in already this season. Right-handed hitter. Rogers pitch. Check swing. They'll appeal to first. No, says the first base umpire. Was that 2-0? 2-0. Again, our scoreboard that I look at is not operational because they're putting in a new video board, and so I'll have to pay closer attention. Here's a swing and miss for strike 1, 2-1 on Zoe Neal. There's no scoreboard on the live stream either, okay? So I'll try to keep you up to date on that as well. Thanks, John. Our engineer back in the studios, which are 3 seats down from me here in the press box. Here's a pop-up out into center field. Rubio has it, and she'll make the catch for out number 3. So 1 inning in the books. Neither team scores. 0-0 going to the second. This between the Muleriders and the Bisons. Kelsey Adams first up for the Muleriders here in the top of the second. In the Muleriders, the visiting team. No score here from Dawson Field inside the Dr. Margaret Downing Softball Complex between the Muleriders and the Bisons. Muleriders got a base run in the first. That was on a walk. Harding went 3 up, 3 down. Here's the pitch to Adams. It's outside for a ball. Adams on the season, a .299 average. Does have 6 home runs with 26 runs batted in. Outfield is deep, infield at normal depth. That pitch catches the inside corner for a strike on Kelsey Adams. It'll be Adams, Sophia Stoddard, and Jenna Huey, scheduled 3 for the Muleriders here in the top of the second. Swing and miss by Adams for strike 2. Told you about Goebel the first inning. 2.07 ERA, 14-1 record. 91 innings pitched. Opponents are only hitting 190 against the right-hander. Here's a foul off the bat of Adams. Cal holds it 0-2. Goebel has 6 complete games. She also has 4 saves. And she has pitched 4 shutouts this year. 0-2 on Adams. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Brooklyn Goebel. That'll bring up Sophia Stoddard. Goebel on the season, 107 strikeouts in 91 innings pitched, so she is a strikeout type pitcher. In Goebel, a redshirt freshman from Tyron, Oklahoma, previously went to school at Oklahoma Baptist University. Brings up Sophia Stoddard. First pitch to her is low for a ball. Stoddard, .333 average on the season, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. You would expect a pitcher's duel today with the 2 pitchers we have in the circle. Here's one fouled out of play. Goebel, the pitcher for the Bisons, and Brinson Rogers, the pitcher for the Muleriders. Home plate umpire comes out for a minute, now back behind the plate. Oh, what happened there? Brooklyn Goebel, that was just a bit outside. Almost went over the on-deck circle over by the Harding dugout. That must have hit her hip or something coming by, but whatever had happened, I doubt she has thrown one that wild in her lifetime. She's laughing about it. Everybody's getting a good laugh about it. 1-1 the count on Stoddard. That one, a more traditional ball, as it's low and outside for ball 2. I'm sorry, 3-1. I'll get the count wrong quite a bit this week. This game, I should say. 3-1 on Stoddard. This one fouled out of play, so now the count goes full, 3-2. Brinson Rogers has been pitcher of the week 7 times this year and 5 straight for the Muleriders. So Mulerider fans know what she can do, and Goebel, good numbers as well. 3-2 the count on Stoddard with 1 out here in the second, no score. That's up high for ball 4. So a walk to Stoddard, second free pass issued by Goebel. That'll bring up Jenna Huey. Goebel on the season has issued 30 walks, so about 1 every 3 innings. Has walked 2 here in 2 innings. That'll bring up Jenna Huey for the Muleriders. .303 average, 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Swing and a miss for strike 1. The runner at first is Sophia Stoddard. Muleriders do not have a lot of steals on the season. They've only stolen 16 bases this year. Pitches outside for a ball. Compare that to Harding, who has stolen 101 bases. And we told you their leadoff hitter, Macy Ham, has 34. Kylie, their number 2 hitter, has 28. Good cut by Ulrich, swung through a rise ball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Jenna Huey. After Huey, it'll be Peyton Owens here in the top of the second with no score. The pitch, outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Mulerider first baseman, Jenna Huey. Huey, a senior from Rimrock, Arizona. Wind blowing slightly in from center this afternoon. Lights are on here at Dawson Field. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Goebel. Brings up Peyton Owens. Owens, second baseman for the Muleriders.
The second baseman, number 12, Peyton Owens.
Peyton Owens has a .267 average, 2 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Swung at a rise ball for strike 1. Owens doesn't wear those batting gloves. We've talked about that a few other times this year. So on the cold day like today, she gets one on the handle. It might sting just a little bit. 0-1 pitch on the way. It gets away from the catcher, and going down to second base will be Stoddard. So she's in scoring position now with 2 outs. And the count is 1-1 on 1 ball, 1 strike on Peyton Owens. This one lifted out towards right field, but the right fielder, now it gets down. That's fair ball, too. It got away from Emmeline Pearson. Scoring easily is Sophia Stoddard, and going into second with a double is Peyton Owens. So Peyton Owens hit it down the right field line, and for whatever reason, the right fielder, the wind picked up just a little bit as the ball was hit, and that caused some problems for Emmeline Pearson, and it landed about a foot fair down the right field line, so the Muleriders strike first. Maybe a little wind-blown double there for Peyton Owens, and the Muleriders are up 1-0. This brings up number 9 hitter in the order, Cassidy Lear. Takes the first pitch for a ball, so it looked like it might be a routine ball, but it was kind of moving away from Pearson, and she was unable to come up with it, and Stoddard scores easily, and Owens is in scoring position. Muleriders lead at 1-0. Big swing and a miss for Cassidy Lear for strike 1. Lear, .263 average, still looking for a first home run this season, 13 runs batted in. 1-1 the count. Muleriders are up 1-0. Oh, strike called. Catcher dove down. I think she was fooled by the pitch. 1-2 as Brooke Johnson went to her knees to the left to catch it, but pitch caught the inside corner. 1-2 on Lear. That one low as well, low for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Coach Ashley Reeves out having a word with, I think, the umpire. Not sure. 2-2 pitches on the way. Outside for ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. The runner at second base is Peyton Owens. Cassidy Lear is the hitter. The pitch. Did he go? No. I didn't think she went. That's ball 4. Now Ashley Reeves is out having some words with the home plate umpire. It's about the 3rd time she's been out of the dugout. She said the home plate umpire showed like it was strike 3, and she's not happy with the situation. Cassidy Lear draws the walk. And Reagan Dillon stands in now, the leading hitter on the Mulerider team with a .344 average. So Dillon chance to maybe have a big inning for the Muleriders here. 1-0 SAU. We're in the top of the second, but 2 runners on for the Muleriders for Reagan Dillon. She was the GAC Offensive Player of the Week this past week. You got Peyton Owens at second, Cassidy Lear at first, both ready to go on anything with 2 outs here in the top of the second, and the Muleriders leading 1-0. Reagan Dillon at the plate. Strike called on the outside corner. So big at bat here early in the game for both sides here. And you got a pitcher like Brinson Rogers on the mound who doesn't give up a lot. Here's the 1-0. Foul back out of play. And the count goes to 1-2 on the Mulerider left fielder, Reagan Dillon. Dillon has 8 home runs on the season. That leads the team. 25 runs batted in. That's second on the team. Swing and a miss. Foul tip into the catcher's glove for strike 3. So strikeout number 5 for Goebel. She struck out the side, but the Muleriders did get a run in the inning on 1 hit. They leave a couple. And we go to the bottom of the second. Muleriders 1, Bisons nothing.
second inning. The DP number 27, Jaden Booth.
Jaden Booth first up for Harding as we move now to the the bottom of the second inning. Muleriders scored one in the top of the second again, even though we're playing here at Dawson Field, home field of the Muleriders. Harding, the home team, because the game's originally scheduled to be played at Harding, but because of all the rains, their field was unplayable, so they moved the series here to Magnolia on the all-turf field. And the first pitch is a called strike to Jaden Booth. It'll be Booth, Emma Curry, Brooklyn Goebel, the scheduled three for Harding here in the bottom of the second. Your rider infielders playing regular depth. First baseman Huey, third baseman Lear even with the bag. Shortstop, second base, normal depth. Ball to Booth, 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch on the way. Missed outside. 2 balls and a strike on Booth. Booth, then Emma Curry and Goebel here in the second. Brinson Rogers has a 1-0 lead to work with here in the bottom of the second. The pitch, swing and a miss. Bottom fell out of that one, and Booth swung over the top of it. Booth on the season, .329 average, 4 home runs, 22 runs batted in. 2-2 pitch on the way from Rogers. Ball 3, pitch up high. 12 shutouts on the season for Brinson Rogers. She's pitched 130 innings and has struck out 188. 3-2 the count on Booth. The pitch just missed. Just missed. Mulerider crowd not happy with the home plate umpire. Catcher for the Muleriders, Sophia Stoddard, has a little word with the umpire as well. But ball 4.
Correction, the second baseman, number 5, Emma Curry.
And that'll bring up Emma Curry. Here's a bunt attempt. It's down low for a ball. Booth has 10 stolen bases on the season. She's over there at first base. So Curry, the batter, stands in now. Ball 1 to her. Curry, a .313 average, 4 home runs. Shows the bunt again. Bunts her. Oh, it hit her out of the box, and she is going to be out. Yes. So Emma Curry put the bunt down, and as she's coming out of the batter's box, right in front of home plate, the ball bounced back and hit her in the leg, so that'll go 2 unassisted on the put out.
Now batting number 20, the pitcher, Brooklyn Goebel.
And Booth has to return to first, and the pitcher, Brooklyn Goebel, stands in. We talked about Goebel. Her numbers on in the circle, pretty good at the plate as well. .381 average on the season. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. Pitch to her, catches the inside corner, 4 strike 1. That's a big out there for the Muleriders as Curry unable to get out of the way of the bunt. And so she's retired. Catcher Sophia Stoddard gets credit for the put out. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. After Goebel will be Alexis Boswell. Boost down at first. It's 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second. Harding, the home team. Muleriders lead it 1-0. The pitch. Runners going. Fouled out of play. Oh, they call the runner out for leaving early from first base. I'm tell you what, I don't know about that. Nope, they're going to let it go. That's going to be I don't know if that counts I guess it counts as a caught steal. I don't know if it counts as a caught steal or not. An out, huh? So she's out. I thought she got a terrible jump. That was just my opinion. Maybe she got off the bag and then took off. I don't know. Whatever the case, there's 2 outs now. The bases are empty. What's the count there, Jonathan? 1-2, 1 ball, 2 strikes on Goebel, the pitcher. So 2 outs here for the Bisons, or Lady Bisons, here in this inning. One on a bunt attempt that the batter got out, then the runner leaving early from first base. Here's a foul. Count stays 1-2. Now the home plate umpire is going to go out and give Brinson Rogers a new softball. Yeah, I went back and looked at the replay. She did leave early, but so good call by the umpire for her leaving early. Here's one popped up on the infield a mile high. Who wants it? Huey calls everybody off, and Jenna Huey makes the catch right inside the circle for out number 3. A leadoff walk is erased. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Bisons in the second. We go to the third. Muleriders lead it 1-0.
For the Bison, the bottom half of the second inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. Leading off for the Muleriders, the DP, number 21, Dawson Field.
We go to the top of the third inning. Jocelyn Ulrich first up for the Muleriders. 1-0 SAU as we play in the top of the third. Big Great American Conference Series. First pitch is low for a ball to Ulrich. She struck out her first time up, one of 5 strikeout victims for Brooklyn Goebel. The Muleriders picked up 1 run in the top of the second. Goebel's next pitch fouled into the Harding dugout after ricocheting off the backstop. Strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Cold day here in Magnolia. We've had some beautiful weather for the last couple of weeks for softball, but after all the rains, it has turned back to winter again. Temperature in the 50s, wind blowing in now a little bit stronger from center field, so a brisk, cool day here in Magnolia. Here's Ulrich right back up the middle. Goebel Fields throws to first for out number 1. That'll bring up America Rubio, the center fielder. She popped up to the left fielder her first time up. Over at baseball, they're in the top of the 7th. Muleriders lead the Bisons 4-3. Another big series. Rubio. First pitch from Goebel is fouled back out of play. Rubio, 265 average, 6 home runs, 21 runs batted in coming into today's play. Muleriders 19-1 in the conference. Lady Bisons 17-3. They're the top 2 teams in the conference. So big series here in Magnolia this weekend. Here's the one lined out into right field. The right fielder, though, Emmeline Pearson, is there. Good contact for Rubio, but she's out. F9. Probably the hardest hit ball of the day for the Muleriders. And that'll bring up Savannah Clausen, the shortstop. Clausen drew a walk her first time up. She's hit 5 home runs on the year, bats .276. Another player who does not wear the batting gloves. Swing and a miss, had a big cut. Swings through it for strike 1. Clausen, the senior from Arvada, Colorado. Change up in there for a strike. First time we've seen that pitch today from Goebel. No balls, 2 strikes on Clausen. Here's an 0-2 pitch on the way. Swing and miss, cut it a high one, strike 3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down in the third. Go the Muleriders. Going to the bottom of the third, SAU 1, Harding nothing.
Yeah, I was just hanging out, some little West Coast town. Found a bar out by the sand, so I made my way in. First thing that caught my eye, like nothing I ever seen. Sunburn autumn hair, a California dream. Yeah, she was shaking with some old Motown song I couldn't say a thing. So I sang along. She was a heartache on the dance floor.
Looking out for Harding in the bottom of the third inning. The third baseman, number 7, Alexis Boswell.
Alexis Boswell first up for Harding here in the bottom of the third. Muleriders lead at 1-0. Muleriders got their run in the top of the second inning. A walk by Sophia Stoddard, a double by Peyton Owens. Here's one yanked foul. Hit well, but well foul as well. So strike 1 to Boswell. It'll be Boswell, Bailey Willis, Emmeline Pearson, 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for Harding here in the bottom half of the third inning. Rogers comes in right back up to off the glove towards second base. Flipped, caught by the second baseman, flipped to first in time for the out. Good play by the second baseman, Peyton Owens. A line shot up the middle off the glove of Brinson Rogers. Owens did not have time to move the ball from her glove to her bare hand, so she flipped it out of her glove. Good stretch by Huey at first, and Boswell retired 1-4-3 to start inning number 3. So good defense there by the Muleriders. And that brings up Bailey Willis. She swings and misses for strike 1. Willis a .318 average on the season, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Pitch a little bit high for a ball. So good defensive play there. Heads up by the second baseman Owens coming in, and his first baseman Huey as well to know to let Owens get it and go cover the bag. Bunt right towards the first baseman Huey, and she will tag the runner coming at her, Willis, for out number 2. So 2 outs here in the inning. Willis tried to bunt her way on. And that brings up the number 9 batter in the batting order, Emmeline Pearson. Pearson, .327 average, 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in. Pitch is a little bit high. Harding's team batting average is .346, which is pretty high. Mulerider team batting average .294. Harding on the season, get you this pitch first. Swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harding on the season has scored 236 runs. The Muleriders have scored 188. Harding has allowed 77 runs. The Muleriders only 57 runs. 1-1 pitch, over but low, ball 2, 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 on the number 9 batter in the batting order, Emmeline Pearson. This plays right field for Harding. The pitch, foul tip into the glove of Stoddard for strike 2. Pearson, a freshman from Keller, Texas. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the third. 1-0 SAU. The pitch, line shot, and good thing there's a net in front of the dugout. They'll get a new softball. That one after hitting the net. Something happened. Still 4-3 in baseball. They're in the bottom of the 7th now. 1-0 here. Muleriders lead the Bisons, Lady Bisons in softball. Here's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Ooh, where was that one, say the Mulerider fans. Muleriders were headed towards the dugout. 3-2. So we got a payoff pitch here. Rogers has walked 2 in the game. Correction, walked 1. Outside, there's walk number 2. So, base runner, second base runner of the game for the Bisons, Lady Bisons. And Macy Helms will stand in. She's the leadoff batter. See how the Muleriders play at this time with the runner on at first. Pearson has only stole 1 base this year over at first. Here's a pitch on the outside corner. So far, just from the way this game has started, the inside corner to a right-handed batter, the outside corner to a left-handed batter has been the favorable spot for the pitcher to throw. Got a few more strike calls over there than on the other side. Here's a foul out of play to Macy Ham, and she's down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Ham, .391 average on the season. Again, 34 stolen bases, so a lot of speed at the plate. Have to field the ball cleanly and throw her out. Muleriders play shallow in the outfield, shallow in the infield. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Rise ball to throw down to second and gets through out into center field, but Rubio is backing the play up. And so a stolen base for Emmeline Pearson as again, the infielders playing in shallow for the Muleriders. Stoddard threw a little bit to the first base side of second base. Clausen not quite able to make the catch, but Rubio there to back it up, so no further advancement for Pearson. And there's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Macy Ham. Infielders shallow up. Strike 3 called. There's that outside corner to the lefty. And that is it for the Bisons in the third. Lady Bisons get a base runner, do not score. We go to the 4th. Muleriders lead it 1-0.
Leading off for the Muleriders at the top of the 4th inning. The right fielder, number 20, Kelsey Adams.
Kelsey Adams will lead off the Muleriders in the top of the 4th inning with SAU leading 1-0. And Engineer John says the scoreboard is working on live stats now. He hit a couple of buttons over there and prayed a little bit, and there it went. So we have a defensive change for the Lady Bisons. Tori Turner goes out to right field to take over for Emmeline Pearson. And first up for the Muleriders, Kelsey Adams. Pops it foul, back out of play for strike 1. Adams struck out her first time up against Brooklyn Goebel. Goebel with 6 strikeouts so far in the game. Adams bats in the 4th. The pitch popped up. Will it stay in play? First baseman goes over, And it'll get back out of play. The fans scatter. Bounces away, and everybody's okay. And we'll have another pitch coming up. No balls, 2 strikes on Kelsey Adams. Adams, Sophia Stoddard, Jenna Huey. Scheduled 3 for for the Muleriders here in the top of the 4th inning. This one popped up foul, straight over our head. It's 1-0. Muleriders got their run in the 2nd inning after a walk to Stoddard and a double by Peyton Owens. Ground ball snared by the pitcher, Goebel, and throw to first. Easy out for Harding. Not an easy play, though, for Goebel. She had to reach over to her right, backhanded. Makes the play for out number 1 here in the 4th.
Number 8, Sophia Stoddard.
That'll bring up Sophia Stoddard. 333 average on the season, 2 homers, 13 runs batted in. Left-handed hitting catcher for the Muleriders. She has scored the only run of the game. There's that outside corner to the lefty, called a strike. He's given them a couple inches to that off the plate on that side. See if the pitchers continue to work that way. There it is again, but this one a little bit further out. This 1-1. Called the first one a strike. Here's a 1-1 offering on the way. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cold. Or it's not cold, but compared to what we've had the last few weeks, it's cold. It's about 53, 54 degrees with slight breeze. Here's one foul straight back. Counts. Stays the ball in 2 strikes. 2-2? Oh, 2-2. The 2 strikes, I do know that. Again, our scoreboard, 2-2. The man in blue's helping us out. 2-2's to count. Maybe you heard me down there. Got an earpiece in. 2-2 pitch. That one outside, ball 3. Harding wanted that one. That was off the plate, and they're thinking we've gotten that call before, but that was definitely off the plate. That was almost a screwball type pitch from the pitcher, Goebel, but it was well outside. This one popped up on the infield. Shortstop Willis makes the call, makes the catch for out number 2. And that'll bring up Jenna Huey, the first baseman.
Number 18, the first baseman, Jenna Huey.
Huey struck out her first time up, one of 6 strikeout victims for Brooklyn Goebel. Infielders play normal depth. Outfield deep for the right-handed hitting first baseman. Huey, a big swing and a miss for strike 1. Took a home run cut, came up empty. So far, the double off the bat of Peyton Owens, the only hit of the game for the Muleriders. The pitch is high for a ball. Here's one popped up towards right field. Second baseman going out, and she'll make the catch in fair territory as Emma Curry makes the catch for out number 3. So the Muleriders go 3 up, 3 down in the 4th. We're halfway done here at Dawson Field. Muleriders 1, Bisons nothing, going to the bottom of the 4th inning.
inning, the left fielder, number 77, Kaya Lee.
Kaya Lee first up for Harding here in the bottom of the fourth. Muleriders holding on to a 1-0 lead. And again, the infielders come in tight for the Muleriders all the way around. Playing inside the baseline. Bunt attempt, strike called on the outside corner. That's, if I was a pitcher today to these left-handed hitters, that's where I would stay. See if Rogers keeps doing that. Outfielders are extremely shallow as well. Again, the left fielder, Dylan, way in left field. Pop foul, out of play. Count goes 0-2. Somebody just went yard in the baseball game, it appears. Nope, no, it was the last out inning, beg your pardon. That pitch a little bit too far out for ball 1-1-2. They go to the top of the eighth, 5-3, SAU leading Harding in baseball. 1-0 here. Muleriders leading 1-0 here in softball. 1-2 the count on Kaya Lee. The pitch. Outside. Tried to get her to chase one. She wouldn't do it. Count goes 2-2. Kaya Lee, Zoe Neal, Jaden Booth, scheduled hitters for Harding here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's one foul back. So Lee hanging tough. 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to count on Lee. Rogers ready. Here's the 2-2. Ooh, my goodness. She was not, well, he's not going to call that pitch on the inside part. If you throw that on the other side, you'll get the call. That's where he's been all day. So if you're the pitcher, you got to know that. Batter, you got to take that one, swing at the other one. So the count goes full, 3-2. Muleriders not happy with that call, as all the players thought they had strike 3 not once but twice. Instead, it's a leadoff walk to Kaya Lee, and she will be a threat to steal. She has stolen 28 out of 30 bases this year. So Zoe Neal bats. She flied out to center field her first time. Let's see if Lee wants to do some running. My guess is yes at some point. Here's a swing and a miss. Strike 1, not going on that one. Zoe Neal, 440 batting average, 7 home runs. Again, that's the leading home run hitter on this Bison team. 54 runs batted in. Time is called by Muleriders catcher Sophia Stoddard. So Kaya Lee, the runner at first. It's 1-0 SAU here in the fourth, and now I think we got an issue with the watch or whatever they use to relay the signals in. Smart watch. Got everything situated. Stoddard goes back behind the plate. Brinson Rogers back to the circle, and Zoe Neal back to the plate. No balls and 1 strike to count on Zoe Neal. Lee, the runner at first. Not going. Strike 2. Wouldn't be surprised if she goes here. You may be thinking that Brinson Rogers might try to waste a pitch, give her something to run on here. So let's see what happens here. We're in the bottom of the fourth. 1-0 our score. Not going, swing and a miss, strike 3, big strikeout for Brinson Rogers. She just came in with a big high stinking cheese heat and strikes out Zoe Neal. Only the 4th strikeout of the game for Brinson Rogers. Jaden Booth bats now. Left-handed hitter, might be a little easier for the runner Lee at first. Steal now with a left-handed batter up. She is going. Here's the throw to second, and she's out. What a throw by Stoddard, but even a better play by the shortstop, Clausen, as the ball was thrown just a little bit on the third base side of second. A short hop. Clausen dug it out and put the tag on the headfirst sliding Kaya Lee, and she is out. 2-6, caught stealing. Only the third time this year that Kaya Lee has been caught stealing, and there's 2 outs here in the 4th inning. What a throw by Stoddard. She threw it from her knees, got rid of it in a hurry, and Clausen applied the tag. Good short hop grab, and 2 outs for Jaden Booth. A 1-ball, no strike count. There's a strike on that outside corner again. One ball, 1 strike count on Booth. So now there's 2 outs. That's a big play there. Instead of having a runner in scoring position with 1 out, you got nobody on base and 2 outs. The pitch. Brinson Rogers shakes her head. Savannah Clausen laughs at shortstop. Other infielders tell her good pitch, but again, that inside corner to the left-handed batter is not going to be a strike, ladies. It's been the same for both teams. There's a wave and a miss for strike 2 on Jaden Booth. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Jaden Booth, the .329 hitter with 4 homers and 22 runs batted in. 2-2 pitch on the way. Back towards the pitcher, Rogers. Shield glove. Flip it to first in time. 1-3 on the putout, and the Bisons are retired. Lady Bisons go down in the 4th, 3 up, 3 down after the caught stealing. So Harding has only batted 1 over the minimum so far. And we go to the 5th inning. Muleriders 1, Lady Bisons nothing here at Dawson Field.
Now batting the second baseman, number 12, Peyton Owens.
Peyton Owens first up for the Muleriders. We're in the 5th inning. Owens at the double. She's had the only hit of the game, a double down the left field line that scored Sophia Stoddard back in the 2nd inning. That pitch is high for a ball. Peyton Owens, Mulerider second baseman, number 8 batter in the batting order. 1-0 the count. Ball inside and low, 2-0. Peyton Owens, .267 average, 2 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Here's the next pitch. Lifted out to right field. The new right fielder out there, Tori Turner, goes back. She'll make the catch, though, for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. Cassie Lear will stand in now. She's the Mulerider third baseman. She walked her first time up. Then we'll go back to the top of the order for Reagan Dillon. Let's see if the third time through the order, the Muleriders might have a little bit better success against Brooklyn Goebel. Strike called. No balls and 1 strike on Cassidy Lear. Lear, .263 average. No home runs, 13 runs batted in. Pitch is high, ball 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the 8th in baseball, Muleriders lead the Harding Bisons 5-3 in baseball. 1-0 here in the the top half of the 5th inning. SAU over Harding in softball here. Pitch is high to Cassidy Lear, 2-0 the count. See if Lear can get something going here for the Muleriders. 2-0 pitch on the way. Ground ball towards the second baseman, Curry. Big hop, throw to first in time. 4-3 on the putout. And Reagan Dillon will stand in now for
Tension's definitely rising.
the Muleriders batting with nobody on and 2 outs here in the 5th.
Reagan Dillon.
Tea time. Tea time. Tea time like I got a cup of
Dillon, the Mulerider left fielder, 0 for 1 with a walk, struck out her other time up. Took that pitch for a high. So Goebel, again on the season, pretty impressive numbers. 107 strikeouts coming into today's game. She's added to that total with 6 so far in this game. That pitch outside to Dillon. She's only hit 3 batters. Had walked 30. Walked a couple early, but has settled down since. Pitch is high for a ball. 3-0 the count on Reagan Dillon. Let's see if she'll get a green light from Coach Jason Anderson here and see if get one maybe that she likes right down the middle and try to hit it over the left field wall. Took it outside for ball 4. So Dillon draws the 3rd walk of the game issued by Brooklyn Goebel. And that'll bring up Jocelyn Ulrich. Coach Jason Anderson points towards the left center field and has to say, take the ball to the opposite field, wait on it and hit it to the opposite field. First pitch to her, and she took that shot at left field and fouls it back for strike 1. Reagan Dillon is the runner at first. He's on with 2 outs. She'll be off and running on contact. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for a ball. Ulrich batting for the Muleriders. Pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls, 1 strike on Ulrich. We're in the 5th inning. Muleriders lead 1-0. Here's a shot down the left field line, but foul. She took that shot the opposite way as Coach Anderson asked for. It went foul. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Mulerider designated player, Jocelyn Ulrich. 2-2 pitch. Popped up in foul ground. Giving chase is the 3rd baseman, Boswell, and the catcher, Johnson. Neither one can get there, so Ulrich will have another crack at it with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The runner at first, Dillon, retreats back after the foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ulrich. She is struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. The pitch on the way. Ground ball to the first baseman, gloved by Niels. She'll step on first. Ulrich is retired, 3 unassisted, and that'll do it for the Muleriders in the 5th. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Muleriders 1, Lady Bisons nothing.
Well, you get down the fiddle and you get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Waiting in the front yard, sitting on the wall. Every single truck gravel and a one-eyed dog. Down to come a kingbird in the moonlight. Louisiana Saturday night. Oh, get down the fiddle now, get down the bow. Kick off your shoes and you throw them on the floor. Dance in the kitchen till the morning light. Louisiana Saturday night. Sight. 15 kids in the front porch night, Louisiana Saturday night. When the kinfolk leave and the kids get fed, me and my bone are gonna slip off to bed.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Emma Curry will be first up for Harding. Number 5 batter in the batting order would be Emma Curry, Brooklyn Goebel, and Alexis Boswell. 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order for the Lady Bisons, facing the right-hander Brinson Rogers. 7-time GAC Pitcher of the Week this year. Swing and a miss, strike one to Curry, who was attempting to bunt her first time, and when the ball was bunted, she ran into it in fair territories for an out. So she bats with nobody on here in the 5th. Rogers pitch looped out towards second. Second baseman Peyton Owens comes in, makes the catch for out number 1. Curry retired. I guess that would be an F4, more of a P4, pop 4. All right, we'll call it P4. What if it's a mile high on the infield? Okay. That's for the stat purposes, so to tell what it is. Goebel took the first pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Goebel popped up to the first baseman, Brooklyn, to the first baseman, Jenny Huey, her first time up. Here's a looper towards short, and coming in, making the shoestring grab is Savannah Clausen. A good play by Clausen, the Muleriders shortstop. Is that a P6 or an LD6 or L? All right, give it an L6.
Back to third baseman, number 7, Alexis Boswell.
That was not right to her. She had to come in, and that was a shoestring grab. That was not an easy play, but Alexis Boswell stands in now. Pitch a little bit outside for a ball. Boswell, she was the one back in the 3rd inning, hit the line drive up the middle that went off the glove of Brinson Rogers over to the second baseman, Peyton Owens, who flipped it in her glove to the first baseman, Jenny Huey, to record the out. That was a 1-4-3 put out. Swing and a miss. That one out of the strike zone, but Boswell chased it. That was about eyeball high. Count is 1-1 on the Bisons, Lady Bisons third baseman. So 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's one popped up on the infield, and Clausen will have a much easier time with this one. Makes the catch to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Lady Bisons in the 5th. We go to the 6th. Muleriders on top, 1-0.
Let's go, girls. I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let it all hang out. Gonna make some noise. Really raise my voice. Yeah, I wanna scream and shout. No inhibitions, make no conditions. Get a little out of line. I ain't gonna act politically correct. I only wanna have a good time. The best thing about being a woman.
Leading off for the Muleriders in the top of the 6th inning, the center fielder, number 1, America Rubio.
America Rubio will lead it off the Muleriders as we go to the top half of the 6th inning. Muleriders lead it 1-0. Again, the Muleriders, even though they're playing on their home field, the visiting team, as this game originally scheduled to be played in Searcy, but because of all the rain and the field conditions at Harding, they were unable to play there, so they moved it down here on the all-turf field at Dawson Field inside the Dr. Margaret Downing Softball Complex. 1-0 the count on America Rubio. This one popped up. Will it get out of play? Third baseman's going to look at it, and it'll get behind the dugout out of play for strike one. Third baseman Alexis Boswell gave it over and gave it a good look, but it was well foul out of play. Count is 1-0. So far, the line score for the Muleriders, 1 run on 1 hit. Lady Bisons, no runs, no hits. Neither team has committed an error yet. That pitch is high for a ball. SAU has left 4 on base. Harding has left 1 on base. That was the ball. 2-1 the count. You bet. 2-1 pitch on the way. There's a strike on the inside corner. That would be tough for a right-hander to hit those pitches. I think that's if I was pitching, I'd stay right there on that inside corner of these right-handers. Rubio is ready. This one popped up on the infield. The pitcher calls for it, and they're going to let her catch it. I thought the third baseman comes in and bumps into her. Pitcher Goebbels turns around and stares at Boswell and says, "What are you doing?" Now they have a laugh about it. But almost knocked the ball out of her glove. So everybody's okay. Savannah Clausen stands in. She made that good catch back in the last inning. She struck out twice in this game. Clausen on the season, a .276 average, 5 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Baseball down to the last out in the 9th inning. Muleriders leading 5-3 over Harding. 1-0 here in the top half of the 6th inning. Clausen is ready. So is Goebel. Clausen showed the bunt, pulled the bat back, took a ball. Third baseman Boswell, first baseman Neal, both charging. Clausen, another Mulerider batter who does not wear batting gloves. Swing and a miss. Big cut, strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike on Clausen. Here's the pitch. Bunted back to the pitcher. She catches it in the air for out number 2 as Goebel came off the mound. And there's 2 outs for Kelsey Adams. So again, the only hit that the Muleriders have in this game was the RBI double off the bat of Peyton Owens. And in baseball, the Muleriders have won by the score of 5-3. So the Muleriders take game 1 over Harding. Here's a strike called. Swing and a miss, Kelsey Adams. Adams can keep the inning going. Sophia Stoddard will be next. No balls and 2 strikes on Kelsey Adams. Right fielder for the Muleriders. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And 3 up, 3 down go the Muleriders. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Muleriders 1, Lady Bisons nothing from Dawson Field. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning now, and the Lady Bisons have gone to the bench for Cameron Timmons. She'll be a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for the Bisons to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Number 25, Cameron Timmons.
So Bailey Willis will come out. She could possibly re-enter, we'll see. But right now, Timmons, the hitter, her first plate appearance of the game. Brinson Rogers' first pitch to her is a strike on the outside corner. Coach Ashley Reeves in the third base coaching box just turns and Walks away. Benson Rogers ready with the next. Checked her swing. That time did Timmons for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. Timmons on the year, .353 average. 1 home run, 5 runs batted in. If she gets on base, she's had 1 stolen base this year. The pitch. Strike 2. That's been the place to go all day if you're a pitcher. See if Brinson Rogers will throw it there again. 1-2 pitch on the way. She did, and Timmons just got a bat on it and fouled it out of play. And the count holds at 1-2. So the Muleriders win in baseball 5-3. Muleriders lead in softball 1-0. Both games being played here in Magnolia. Pitch outside to Timmons. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the pinch hitter Cameron Timmons. We play in the 6th. Muleriders lead at 1-0, bottom of the 6th. Mulerider infield is in tight. The left-handed hitting Cameron Timmons. Foul past third. Tried to guide one there past the third baseman Cassidy Lear, but it was in foul territory. Two and 2 the count on Timmons as she gets a new softball from the home plate umpire. Two-two pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Strikeout number 5 on the afternoon for Brinson Rogers. And we have a re-entry. Emmeline Pearson will re-enter. So Tori Turner played right field a couple innings but never batted. So Emmeline Pearson will re-enter the game. She walked her first time up and was advanced as far as second base. Bats here with 1 out in the 6th. Muleriders up 1-0. Pitch outside. 0-1 the line score for the Lady Bisons. 1-4 the line score for the Muleriders. Excuse me, those are left on base. 0-0 for Harding. That was a check swing. They're going to say it hit her, though. Did he call that, or he called a hit pitch or a foul ball? Foul ball. I think what the problem is, she swung at it. And when she swung at it, now they're going to have a conference. That did hit her on the wrist, but the bat went through she attempted to swing. Let's see see if we can get a look at it here. Well, she held her swing. Oh, now they're gonna make her take the thing off, and now Coach Jason Anderson's going to come down and say, "Wait a minute, see if there's a red spot there." So now we're going to have a doctor examine her to determine if she can get to first base. Now Coach Ashley Reeves is really upset now. I guess it didn't make a red mark. So that will only go as a strike. She checked her swing, but she's still batting. I think they may have to put somebody else in to bat for her. She's trying to shake it out. I don't think that Coach Ashley Reeves is going to vote for the home plate umpire to be umpire of the year in the GAC. She has had some displeasure with him several times in this game. So timeout has been called. The other coach brings some cold spray out. Remember, they just put her back in the game, so Tori Turner, who went in for her, cannot go in. She's no longer eligible to play. So what's that make the count after all that? 1 ball and 1 strike. So 1-1. So see how she'll be able to do at the plate. Emmeline Pearson. I'm really surprised that the home plate umpire is allowing this conference to go on this long. I'm not sure. I mean, at this point, if it hit her, she should get her base. If she didn't hit her, she should go to the plate and bat. And this home plate umpire, I'm surprised Coach Anderson hadn't come out. Now, finally, the home plate umpire is going to go over and say, let's play. But that was a pretty lengthy timeout there. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on the batter, Emmeline Pearson. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Pearson, the batter. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Misses inside for ball 3. Center fielder America Rubio and all the Mulerider infielders thought that was a strike. But that's that inside corner on the left-handed batter that has not been called. So it's been consistent the whole game. I'll have to give credit there. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and there's a pitch on the outside corner. Strike 2. That's where you need to go if you're the pitcher. Cold out there, Greta? You wear my coat if you need it. 3-2 pitch is on the way. Popped up down the left field line. Reagan Dillon going over, and she tumbles over the wall in left field. Did she catch the ball? Reagan Dillon is all right, and that fires up the Mulerider folks. I mean, she went banging over that wall in left field. I don't think you'll be able to see that if you're watching the video. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but it's popped up. I mean, she went full speed. The wall is about waist high, and she goes over, and she says she's okay. Wow. I feel sorry for that wall out there. She was running hard, and man, she popped right up like nothing happened. Wow. Yeah, so a 3-2 count again. It's fouled. Oh, good play by the home plate umpire to grab it. Count stays 3-2. There's 1 out here in the 6th. I mean, Reagan Dillon, you talk about going all out to catch a ball. It was probably about 2 foot out of her reach. Man. Here's the payoff pitch again. Popped up foul out of play, so Pearson hanging tough. Been a long at bat here. Muleriders like to keep her off the base pass and face Macy Ham with nobody on. The leadoff batter who is on deck. Here is a 3-2 pitch. 1-0 Mulerider lead. The pitch, swing, line drive out into right field, and that's a base hit. First hit of the game for Harding. Right fielder Adams had a little bit of trouble with it, but able to get it in, so a 1-out single for Emmeline Pearson. Again, that's the first hit of the game for Harding, and that'll bring up Macy Ham, the leadoff hitter, who has struck out twice. Ham on the season, .391 average. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Has only struck out 14 times coming into play today, 2 here today. So a 1-out single puts the potential tying run to the plate. Here's a check swing. I don't know why they asked the first base umpire. They need to ask the second base umpire. I do not understand these mechanics. The second base umpire has a much better look at that. I don't think she swung, but I don't know why you would ask the first base umpire when you got a guy out there behind second. But what do I know? I'm just an announcer. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Fouled out of play. 1-1 the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Macy Ham. There is 1 out here in the 6th, a 1-0 Mulerider lead. The pitch, line foul out of play. So the third baseman, Cassie Lear, the second baseman, Peyton Owens, and the first baseman, Jenna Huey, are playing tight. The shortstop, Clausen, is playing back a little bit. Good speed at first with Emmeline Pearson. Good speed at the plate with Macy Ham. 1-2 the count on Ham. Wind has pretty much died down now here at Dawson Field. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Two balls and 2 strikes on Ham. Kaya Lee is on deck. Here's the pitch. Popped up, foul out of play. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfielders are shallow. Right fielder Adams maybe a little deeper than the others. Dillon not quite as shallow as she has been previously out in left field. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Third time that Macy Ham has gone down on strikes. And that big strikeout for Brinson Rogers. Strikeout number 6 this afternoon for the Mulerider right-hander Brinson Rogers. And Kaya Lee bats with 2 outs and 1 on. Let's see if Pearson might want to do some running here with 2 outs. Wouldn't be a bad play because if she were to get thrown out, then you'd have Lee leading off the next inning. Stoddard has already thrown out 1 base stealer today. A bunt attempt down the third base line, but foul. Cassie Lear picked it up in foul territory. So 2 different styles of offense here. Harding, a lot of small ball, slap hitting, and stolen bases. Muleriders relying more on the home run ball. Harding has hit 23 home runs on the season. Muleriders have hit 34. Here's the next pitch. Foul back out of play. And the count goes 0-2 on Kaya Lee. We're playing in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 1-0 Mulerider lead. Again, Harding the home team for this series. Muleriders the visitors. Harding dugout trying to encourage their hitter, Kaya Lee. Brinson Rogers 0-2 pitch on the way. Tried to get her to chase the high ball. Again, they'll ask the first base umpire instead of the second base umpire. I might have to ask Coach Anderson if that's a softball rule. I don't know. I'll find out. 1-2 is the count on Kaya Lee. The pitch, high and tight for ball 2. Two balls and 2 strikes is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. Runner at first is Emmeline Pearson. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. That's going to be tough, and they're going to have to eat it. Everybody will be safe as the ball was not hit very hard like a swinging bunt. And the only play for Cassie Lear, the third baseman, was to basically just grab it and hold on to it and hope maybe that Pearson, the runner at first, would round second too far. She didn't. So an infield single for Kaya Lee. And that puts the potential tying run at second, the potential go-ahead run at first for Zoe Neal. Neal, the top hitter as far as home runs and RBIs go on this Harding team. 7 home runs, 54 runs batted in. So a big situation here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Muleriders up 1-0. Here's the first pitch, right down central for strike 1. So far in this game, Lee struck out in the first, walked in the 4th. I'm sorry, Neal flied out to center and struck out. I was looking at the wrong line. Neal flied out to center and struck out. Bats here in the 6th with 2 on. Here's a 0-1 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a high one, and that's strike 2. So you have Emmeline Pearson at second, Kaya Lee at first, both ready to go on anything with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Muleriders leading 1-0 with Brinson Rogers on the mound and Zoe Neal at the plate with a no ball and 2 strike count. Here's the 0-2. Popped up back here. Stoddard gives chase. Can't come up with it. Good hustle by the catcher, Sophia Stoddard. We'll do the 0-2 all over again. So a little bit of drama here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No balls, 2 strikes on Neal. The pitch from Rogers. Ground ball towards the second baseman. She has it. Flips it over to first. Peyton Owens to Huey, and that retires the side. The Bisons threaten. They do not score. We go to the 7th. Muleriders 1, Bisons, Lady Bisons nothing. Muleriders are going to send up Sophia Stoddard, Jenna Huey, and Peyton Owens here in the top half of the 7th inning, holding on to a 1-0 Mulerider lead, and Stoddard a big cut and a foul back for strike 1. Stoddard, .333 average, 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. Muleriders would love to add an insurance run here in the top of the 7th inning. Harding will have 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order coming up in the 7th. Stoddard, left-handed hitting Mulerider catcher. Change up low for a ball. The Muleriders with only 1 hit on the afternoon, but they made it count. That was a double by Peyton Owens back in the 2nd inning to score Sophia Stoddard. So Stoddard, the batter, has scored the only run for the Muleriders. Here's the pitch. That pitch is outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Stoddard, Jenna Huey, Peyton Owens for the Muleriders. Hopefully a couple more after that. Stoddard is ready. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Goebel has been a tough pitcher on the Muleriders. Again, showing why she came into this game with a record of 14-1. Has had only 6 complete games this year, so she's trying for number 7 right here. The trails 1-0. Here's the pitch. Change-up is low. On her 100th pitch of the afternoon, turning into an evening here in Magnolia. 7:33. Three and 2 is the count. Line drive out into the right center field. That's down for a base hit. Will she try for 2? Nope, she'll stop it first as the center fielder Macy Ham cuts it off. A leadoff single here in the 7th for Sophia Stoddard, and that'll bring up Jenna Huey. Huey, she'll be called on to put a bunt down here. Stoddard has been on base 2 out of 3 times. Huey struck out in the 2nd, popped up to the second baseman in the 4th, bats here in the 7th. See what Coach Anderson has up his sleeve. The bunt is shown. Here's a bunt back to the pitcher. They thought about 2nd, but instead goes to 1st for the out. She looked at 2nd, might have had a play, but thought, nope, I'm going to take the sure out. So Goebel throws it to the second baseman, Curry, who was covering. So 1-4 on the putout, and a sacrifice bunt moves Stoddard over to second. And we have a pinch hitter. Nope, this is Owens. Peyton Owens is the hitter.
The second baseman, number 12, Peyton Owens.
This combination of Owens and Stoddard scored the only run for the Muleriders back in the second inning when Peyton Owens delivered a 2-out double with Stoddard at second. We have Stoddard at second now. The only difference, just 1 out. Pitch to Owens, down low for a ball, 2-0. Owens flat out to right, her other time up. And we're going to have a visit to the mound from assistant coach Bobby Reeves. Coming out to talk to the pitcher. So while he comes to talk to the pitcher, the shortstop and third baseman Willis and Boswell converse. Second baseman Curry, first baseman Neal converse, and 3 outfielders also converse. Now, Coach Bobby Reeves back to the dugout. Catcher Brooke Johnson heads back behind the plate. Goebel is ready back in the circle. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Owens is ready. Here is the pitch. Popped up foul, and that'll get out of play. Some of the Mulerider football players down behind the Mulerider dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike is the count on Peyton Owens. Cassidy Lear waits on deck. Here's a pitch down low. And the Harding fans do not like the call. 3-1 the count. So let's see what Goebel draws up here. 3-1 the count. The pitch to Owens. That's right down the middle for strike 2, 3-2. So count has gone full on Peyton Owens, Mulerider's second baseman. She stands off the plate a little bit. 3-2 pitch, forthcoming. Runner at second, 1-0 Muleriders. Line shot out in the left field, and now she does not go to second. Stoddard stayed at second. She hesitated, letting the line drive. Coach Anderson was waving her all the way, and let's hope that doesn't come back to haunt the Muleriders. So Owens at first on the single. Stoddard stays at second. She froze on the line drive. When it got by the shortstop, she was headed back towards second as Coach Anderson was waving her on to third. So instead of first and third, it's first and second for Cassidy Lear. Here's one foul back out of play. So Lear is 0 for 1 in the game, walked in the second, grounded out to the second baseman Curry in the 5th. Bats here in the 7th. 1-0 SAU. Top of the 7th. Blankets are out in force here at Dawson Field. The pitch fouled, out of play. Count goes 0-2. Barring a double play, Reagan Dillon will get a bat for the Muleriders here in the 7th inning. No balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 pitch on the way. Outside and high for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But a good pitcher's duel as we kind of expected here this afternoon between 2 good pitchers, Goebel and Rogers. Here's a 1-2 pitch on the way. Popped up foul again, out of play. And the count stays a ball and 2 strikes. Cassidy Lear trying to make things tough on Brooklyn Goebel. Here's the pitch. Up high for a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Lear hanging tough, seeing some pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 2 on. Runners at first and second. The pitch to Lear. Swing and a foul back to the backstop. Just got a piece of it over the glove of the catcher, Brooke Johnson. Count stays 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2 on. 1-0 SAU. 7th inning. The pitch. Line popped out towards right field. Right fielder Pearson comes in, makes the catch. The runner goes towards third. Here's a strong throw. Gets away, but this pitcher there backing up the play. And Coach Anderson telling his runner at first, Owens, you should have been headed to second on that. Stoddard makes it to third. And now we're going to have time. They're going to appeal to second that she left early, I think. Well, maybe not. They're going to appeal the runner leaving early at second. Safe, they called. 2 umpires called it safe. So, yeah, F9 for Lear.
Now batting, Mullet fielder, number 65, Reagan Dillon.
Had Stoddard been at third, probably could have scored on that play. Close play at third, though. And luckily for the Bison, the pitcher, Goebel, was back in the play up, or she could have scored on that. Reagan Dillon stands in. Swing and a miss. She had a home run cut. Comes up empty for strike 1. Dillon, the leading hitter on the Mulerider team. 344 average. Tops in home runs with 8. Second in RBIs with 25. Strike 1 to her. That one low in the dirt. Coach Anderson's going, let's move over there at first. He wanted Peyton Owens off and running with the pitch in the dirt. Maybe draw a throw and see if they can score the runner from third, Stoddard. 1-1 the count on Dillon. She's the reigning Great American Conference Offensive Player of the Week. Line shot, line foul. Had a good swing, a little bit late. Count goes 1-2. Dillon has walked twice and struck out in this game. 2 strikes on her. Big pitch coming up here for Brooklyn Goebel. Here's a 1-2. Outside, the runner goes from first. Stealing the bag at second is Peyton Owens. That may be catcher's indifference. Yeah. So 2 strikes, 2 balls, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Here's the pitch to Dillon. Out to center field. She got all of it. Center fielder goes back. It's out of here. Reagan Dillon dials 9 for long distance and hits it over the center field wall. She sprints around the bases. Her teammates meet her at home plate, and the Muleriders now lead it by the score of 4-0. Reagan Dillon got every bit of that one, and the Muleriders now lead 4-0. What a shot off the bat of Reagan Dillon, and what a celebration at home plate, and the Muleriders are on top 4-0. So Reagan Dillon with home run number 9, RBIs number 26, 27, and 28. And just like that, the Muleriders lead it 4-0. So, all mistakes forgiven by any base running in that inning. And Jocelyn Ulrich stands in. She hits a ground ball towards the shortstop. Here's the throw to first. Bang, bang, just got her. And out number 3 is recorded. But in baseball, to err is human, to produce in the clutch divine, same as softball, and Reagan Dillon produced in the clutch there with a 3-run home run, and the Muleriders lead it 4-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. SAU leading Harding.
Leading off for Harding at the bottom of the 7th the DP, number 27, Jaden Booth.
Jaden Booth first up for Harding. A big 3-run home run by Reagan Dillon gives the Muleriders a 4-0 lead as we start the bottom of the 7th. And 7-time GAC Pitcher of the Week, Reagan Dillon, trying to close out another win for the Muleriders. Strike 2 called. In the inning here, Jaden Booth, Emma Curry, and Brooklyn Goebel, the scheduled hitters. Pitch wasted outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Muleriders trying to extend their 19-game winning streak and stay atop the conference standings. Coming into today's play, the Muleriders 19-1 in conference, have a 2-game lead over Harding. Harding 17-3 coming into today's play. Here's a changeup and fouled out of play. I think that may be the first changeup we've seen from Brinson Rogers today. The Bugs Bunny pitch. Attempt at it, yeah. No. J.C. Hall, the king of the Bugs Bunny pitch. That one high and tight, brushed her off. Oh, they said it hit her. That didn't hit her. There's no. It was a. I have to watch the replay on that one. I don't know about that. Anyway. She gets a free pass, but that home run by Dillon makes that not as important. But you don't want to give, if you're the Muleriders, you don't want to give the Bisons any life here. So Emma Curry stands in now, who's 0 for 2, fouls this one back out of play. So Booth's down at first base, hit by the pitch. Goebel is on deck. The base runner has 2 oven mitts on, so the first base coach has to tie her shoes. Oh, she has 1 oven mitt on. Even 1 oven mitt on, you can't tie your shoe. I wish I'd have invented the oven mitts. Next pitch to Curry. Inside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the 7th inning. It's a 4-0 lead for the Muleriders. Trying to get the last 3 outs here. The pitch. High for a ball. 2 balls and no strike. 2 and 1. Third baseman for the Muleriders, Cassie Lear, comes over to have a word with the pitcher, Brinson Rogers. Here's a line drive past the third baseman. Slow hopper that is cut off by the shortstop, Clausen, but no play as the ball not hit hard enough. A little looping line drive just out of the outstretched glove of Cassie Lear, and Savannah Clausen backhands it, but there's no play anywhere. So now Harding trying to get something going here. They have runners at first and second. First 2 batters are on here in the 7th inning, and that'll bring up Brooklyn Goebel. Goebel, the number 6 batter in the batting order. Only the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Lady Bisons. Lady Bisons didn't get their first hit till the 6th inning. Goebel, the batter. First pitch from Rogers. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Goebel is 0 for 2 today. Lined out to the shortstop. Popped up to the first baseman. Bats here in the 7th with her team trailing 4-0. 0-1 pitch on the way. Fouled back. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if Rogers can put her away here. Last 3 outs, always the hardest ones to get. Brinson Rogers is ready. The pitch. Fouled out of play as Goebel just tried to get a piece of it and make contact. She did, and that gives her another life here. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Almost got her. She got out of the way. Teammates wish she'd have taken it and got a base runner. But 1-2 the count now on Goebel. Alexis Boswell awaits on deck. The pitch. Ground ball towards third. It's foul. Barely foul. Lear was ready to step and throw. Had her foot on the bag as she fielded it, but it was in foul territory on the 100th pitch of the night by, what'd you say? Oh, turn on the scoreboard. We would if we could. So Rogers has thrown an even 100 pitches. Let's see what happens on pitch 101, the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's what happens. A strikeout for Brinson Rogers for the first out of the inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be strikeout number 7. And that brings up number 7, Alexis Boswell, to the plate. 1 out, runners at first and second. 1 out here in the 7th. A lot of 7s around. Strike right down the middle for strike 1. 4-0 Mulerider lead. Again, the big blow in the last inning. Reagan Dillon, a 3-run homer over the center field wall. And that gives the Muleriders a little bit of breathing room here in the 7th, but Brinson Rogers trying to close it out. 1 out, the pitch, and that one yanked foul for strike 2. Hit it well, but it was foul. So the count goes 0-2 on Boswell. Boswell, the number 7 batter in the batting order. Got a visit to the mound now from the pitching coach. So Coach Carly Milburn out to have a word with her pitcher. The infielders aren't too concerned with what Coach Milburn was saying. They're talking about fielding a ground ball or something like that behind the pitcher Brinson Rogers and the catcher Sophia Stoddard. Stoddard stays out there in the circle a little bit longer. Now she retreats back behind the plate, and Boswell will step back in with a no-ball, 2-strike count here in the 7th inning. Rogers steps on the rubber. Here's the 0-2. High for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes on Alexis Boswell. Boswell is 0 for 2 in this game so far. Only 3 hits for the Lady Bisons. Here's the 1-2. This one yanked foul down the left field line. Look out, fence. There comes Reagan Dillon. And she got a good swing at that one, but hit it foul. And the count stays 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes on Alexis Boswell. Rogers comes in. Here's the pitch. Tried to come up high with it. Missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners at first and second. At this point, the potential tying run still in the on-deck circle. See what Rogers can dial up here. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A foul tip, I believe, into the catcher's glove, Stoddard. And there are 2 outs in the inning. Strikeout number 8 for the Mulerider right-hander, Brinson Rogers. And Coach Ashley Reeves is going to go to her bench again for a pinch hitter. Home plate umpire is going to let us know who that is. Number 2, maybe? Nope, there's not a number. 1 for 4. Number 1, Riley Price, senior from Edgewood, Texas. So Riley Price is the pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for Harding will be number 1, Riley Price.
370 average on the season, no home runs, 9 runs batted in. Has appeared in 24 games, 15 starts, 2 outs here in the 7th. Swing and a miss, strike 1. She tried to make it 4-3 with 1 swing. Came up empty for strike 1. So 4-0 our score. We're in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Harding the home team, even though we're playing in Magnolia. No balls, 1 strike. Rogers ready, comes in. Fouled over towards the Mulerider dugout, and they all duck for cover, and everybody's okay. So the Muleriders 1 strike away from a big series opening victory over the number 10 ranked team in the country, the Harding Lady Bisons. Muleriders ranked 17th. Muleriders first in the conference with a 19-1 record. Harding second at 17-3. 0-2 the count on Price. Here's Rogers, fouled back, and we'll prolong the game just a little bit longer. 0-2 the count on Price. If she can keep the inning going, it'll be the number 9 batter in the batting order, Emmeline Pearson. 0-2 the count on the pinch hitter, Riley Price. Rogers ready for the Muleriders. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Up high, just missed. Brinson Rogers thought she had it, so did her teammates. Mulerider crowd lets the umpire know about it. Yeah. And we'll go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Deep breath for Rogers. Back in the circle. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. Brinson Rogers, 7-time GAC Pitcher of the Week. 5 consecutive weeks he's been Pitcher of the Week. 1 ball and 2 strikes on the pinch hitter, Riley Price. 4-0 SAU, bottom of the 7th. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing, ground ball, foul. Fielded by the third baseman, Cassidy Lear, and the count holds at 1-2. Third baseman Lear playing a step or 2 behind the bag. First baseman Jenna Huey doing the same at first. Middle infielders Peyton Owens and Savannah Clausen back at the edge of the outfield turf. A 1 ball, 2 strike count on Price. Here's the pitch from Rogers. Bounced that one up there for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the drama continues. Deuces wild in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Booth at second, Curry at first, both ready to go on anything. With Riley Price at the plate, Brinson Rogers on the mound, or in the circle, I should say, and the Muleriders winning 4-0. Here's the pitch, popped up, and it'll get back out of play just over the netting behind home plate. It's the first time I've said mound today, Jonathan. I almost made it. Shucks. 6 2/3. Man, tough break. 2-2 the count on Price. We'll do it all over again. Runners are ready to be moving with contact. Rogers hopes this is her final pitch of the night. It is! Strike 3 called. Brinson Rogers, strikeout number 9, strikes out the side after the first 2 batters reach here in the 7th, and the Muleriders pick up a big conference victory. They defeat the Harding Lady Bisons by the final score of 4-0. So the Muleriders, they go to 20-1 in conference play, 30-5 overall. That's win number 20 in a row for the Muleriders. Harding falls to 17-4. So the Muleriders have a 3-game lead in the conference standings. Harding 33-6 overall. We'll wrap it up real fast here. Muleriders 4 runs on 4 hits. The big blow, a 3-run home run by Reagan Dillon. The other RBI came from a double by Peyton Owens. Other hits for Sophia Stoddard. She scored 2 runs, had a single, and Peyton Owens had 2 hits, a double and a single. And again, Reagan Dillon, the big 3-run home run. In the circle, Brinson Rogers was king again for the Muleriders as she goes the distance, striking out 8, allowing only 3 hits to pick up the win. So Brinson Rogers now goes to 21-2 on the season. Brooklyn Goebel pitched well for Harding, but she takes the loss as she went the distance as well, giving up 4 runs on 4 hits. And she takes the loss, so her record on the season is now 14-2. So again, Muleriders win. Final score 4-0. Muleriders 20-1 in conference. Harding 17-4. Game time tomorrow is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock for a doubleheader tomorrow back here at Dawson Field inside the Dr. Margaret Downing Softball Complex. Jeff Harrington saying so long from the ballpark.